how do we make that trust flow more? The trust flowing for him, the trust flowing for you, the overall multiplier for Tree Savages. Will you do it by repurposing content via the Content Factory methods? So, but I just want to make sure we don't miss the overarching strategy here, because it's so easy. Like, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's use this tool, and the tactical, mechanical pieces. But wait, do we see the bigger strategy piece here? Why we're doing it this way?
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Mr. Jack, how you doing?
Doing well. Good. What are you up to?
Slaving away at the AI, trying to make the AI work for me more than I'm working for it.
Oh, that's a pretty good thing.
Okay. So I was thinking we could get some of these fundamental building blocks ready. Like
Perfect.
Personal brand entity, Sean's, the websites, all that stuff.
A little bit of good news. We brought in December revenue was 11,000. So that's a little bit up from before I came on. So
well, good.
We'll be able to scale that up quick though.
Yeah. And just to remind me, how is that revenue coming through? Do people that are watching a Facebook video or in a group, or what's going on?
So people that here, let me just send you what me and all the deliverables we have for Tree Savages. Okay, I just sent it to you.
Okay.
On email. So, and I have a meeting with Sean at 9 a.m. tomorrow because he is, and I'll just let you, I'll hear your feedback about the deliverables and then see if it lines up with what my feedback.
Okay. So the goal of this is to drive more sales of this low, mid, and high ticket combo offer. And okay, the margin multiplier is his SaaS tool, right? For pricing, $100 a month.
Yes.
And this 97, that's a one-time purchase. What's 97 one time, 97 a month? What is this?
Here, one sec. So the 97, that'd be 97 a month. Template contracts are $97 per contract.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure
you're selling a template. So there's X number of templates, so you can make X amount, however much money. How does that work? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you just pay for the template, and we have multiple different kinds of templates depending on the job.
Okay.
And once you buy that $97 template, then you have the template and you can copy and paste it for your different clients.
Right. So you buy each one for 97, and I'm sure you can get the whole package for 300 or something like that, right?
Yep.
And for each of these things, we want to have a link, right, for where people can sign up. That way it's easy to evaluate where it fits in the funnel. So where do I find... Yeah, go ahead.
So this will be for the SAW, the Sales Accelerator Workflow. That's our main service right now that we're making money on. People paying this $1,000 a month.
Okay.
Because they get all this. And some of this we don't have set up quite yet.
Because for people to sign up, there's got to be a link, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, right now, like I think there is a link on the. This isn't a pitch. Like this sheet isn't a pitch. This is just me and Sean organizing. Right
I know,
here.
but for organizing, there has to be a link for it to be organized. Otherwise, how do we know where we're driving traffic to?
Wait, what do you mean? Like
you're putting together a
this
framework. This is your business model showing you're making money on these products. Every product should have a link to it, so we can look at it and track it and all of this, right?
So then we have this, and so what I'm going to tell Sean tomorrow is like right now, I think Sean's biggest issue is he's like, like the squirrel moment, when a dog sees a squirrel in a park and just instantly chases after it and just leaves everything else kind of at the wayside. And I think he has a problem completing a task before he moves on to the next thing, where the product might be, it's serviceable, but if he would have just kept that extra like 20% of time or whatever it was effort into the final stage, it would be a
finishing stuff.
From a C+ to a A-,
Sure.
So I think Sean wants to really spread too thin with all this customer level service, YouTube management.
Like if you're only at 11 a month, you should just have one product.
Agency. Yeah, we're becoming an agency at this part, and it's like, no, let's just do two things really well.
When you're above 80,000 a month, then you can do these other agency kind of things and have more products. Too many products. I agree with you.
Yeah. So, and that's what my uncle said. He does operations at different companies for a living.
Yeah.
And he agreed with me without me even saying that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you could have this if you're at $1 million a month, you could definitely have multiple products like this.
I think down the road that'll be good.
Here's the thing,
right now,
in business and math, like it's a basic math principle. Whatever is doing the best, do more of that, right? Instead of launching more things. So what's the thing that's driving the most money?
Well,
How do we do
that's
more
exactly what the philosophy dollar a day is built on.
Exactly. But people want to argue it, even though it's math.
Yeah. Leverage what's most leverageable.
So what's that?
I think those things, I'm highlighting them right now.
Okay.
The saw and the mastermind are going to be our cash cows this year. And that's what I want to focus getting on the ground as soon as possible.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think about the mastermind? Because that's something you've done before. You've started masterminds before, correct?
Yeah.
Like the pricing, what do you think? Like I'm saying like groups of, what we kind of were thinking is groups of 8, just so then it's kind of like you have like a small group still, you have that feel.
Yeah.
So it'd be like if me and Sean are both in there, it'd be a group of just 10 people on a Zoom call. And then 2.5 hour sessions, 2.5 hour sessions a month. What do you think about that? Or what have you done in the past?
That works. I mean, that's a standard price point for most masterminds for people that are in professional services. So, personal injury attorneys, real estate agents, whatever, like $2,000 seems to be like the number people charge. But the issue is that if a lot of these guys are small and they're solopreneurs, like it's just them or a couple contractors, then 2,000 a month is a lot. So the churn rate might be high.
I think that our target audience a lot of times is people who are well-established tree service companies, but they just, maybe it's an older owner or they're a little outdated. And that's where we kind of come in and help with their pricing, and we help with their CRM and all this super techie stuff that a lot of those people don't have. So it's the $2,000 a month price point is not insane for our target audience. Because
if it's just a mastermind, if it's 2 of these, if it's 5 hours of meetings per month, people are going to say, why would I want to go to a group thing and pay $2,000 a month? What's the result? What's the impact to my business from signing up?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the value, because you're saying like, I don't think one-on-one coaching would be more valuable. I think the actual group is what brings the value, which is kind of the key.
That's what a mastermind is.
That's the point of any mastermind.
And win because you want to be with your friends.
Exactly. So I think that the exchange of information across all parties will be where the value is. And I don't think that'll be hard to sell for people that understand the concept of what a mastermind's purpose is.
So, but the whole point of dollar a day is to amplify what's already working. So are we saying this is working? My question before was about what's the churn looking like because it might be small.
Gotcha. So this is something that I'm reorganizing and want to launch. This is something that Sean has done in the past, mostly through like one-on-one. My understanding is that he had a big group thing that was like a lower ticket, and then he had a one-on-one coaching that was higher ticket.
Right.
That's what he did before that. But he hasn't done that much this year. Pretty much what's bringing in all the revenue is the SAW and then the contracts and the margin multiplier. I don't really know what the portal is, honestly, which is not good.
It sounds like trying to resell Go High Level, but it's confusing with $1,000 a month too. Because why wouldn't you just sell that? Because what people want is not access to a Netflix. They want results.
Yeah. So I think also Sean wanted me to hire someone that was like a high level expert, because I'm pretty sure that's what the portal is.
Sure.
It's just high level, white labeled.
Yeah. High Level's got a group of VAs. You could just hire one of them for whatever, $1,000 a month or something. I think that's a little early to do that now.
Okay. Sounds good. So just have one of our VAs go in there? Or?
Yeah. I don't think the issue is high level or whatever it is, because back to our earlier discussion about it's not about magic tools that solve business problems. A business problem is a business problem, not a tool problem.
I think that high level is the way that he has the CRM set up and a lot of the automation and pipelines.
Not surprised?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the video editing thing there. I know a lot of people that do that, because then you're selling the result as getting videos out as opposed to the result. which is more business and
I don't like that. I didn't like that.
Don't do it. Just don't, because I know a lot. And then you're getting into the whole social media management thing, and then it's a quantity instead of a quality game, and that just goes downhill, and the churn rate's high, and then just people complain, and just.
Yeah, it's just too oversaturated.
Yeah,
there's
no value because they'll sign up because you're like, hey, you know what? I've had some of these videos and they've given me more business because people found me on YouTube and social media and all that. Okay, great. But after 2 or 3 months, even though you've edited all these videos, let's say 3 months later, they've paid $3,000 and you've put out 15 videos for them. What's the likelihood that doing that alone is going to give them more jobs? What's the typical ROI if that's what you do? 0.
Yeah.
Because they have no audience, so no one sees it.
The YouTube management, in my eyes, that's going to be a no. Like he wrote that down. I'm not on board with that whatsoever.
I'm a credible expert in social media marketing, and I'm saying no.
Yeah, number one book on social media marketing on Amazon, and he's saying no.
As someone who's edited thousands of videos and helped a bunch of agencies that specialize in doing just this, and watching the ones win and fail, I can tell you no. Unless you just have, you have tons of money and you want to blow it for the heck of it, like, okay, go for it.
We're not there yet. Someday. But
no, you never want to be at that point. You want to be successful, but you don't want to ever waste money.
True. And then the custom letter service, I think there's some opportunity there.
That sounds like a white label of someone else's thing.
So what it is he has this pretty cheap real estate software that he pays for, and it allows him to highly target houses. So it's really good that's how he gets jobs with.
You should look at what David Carroll does. He's probably the best in this industry. There's a lot of software that does this sort of thing, but I think David Carroll has the most sophisticated one in terms of printing out postcards that are individualized, where it shows like actually a little view of your neighborhood, and it circles like this house is a customer and this one, and you could like, oh shoot, that's like I'm 3 houses away from that guy. That's treating direct mail as if it's super personalized like email. There's a few guys that do that, but that requires, it's not hard because you can be you can white label someone else's thing, but I wouldn't want to touch that unless you have an audience, unless you can demonstrate it, unless you build a course. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you have to do before you can sell that. I'm not saying it's not good, but it's too early to sell it now.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think that we just need to focus on like having so if we have the template contracts, margin multiplier, and the portal, if we have those set up, that's a lot of what goes into the SAW, the sales accelerator workflow. But if we just focus on the SAW and the Mastermind, I think those are going to be our two biggest movers.
That's it. And then clearly document what's going on there. You as a podcast host should interview these other folks that are going through the SAW, not just to collect testimonials, but just to, create more helpful content. And that will cause more people to join when they see, oh, all these other people are going through the SAW and here's what they've done and here's the results.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down. Mm-hmm.
Easy to do. And that's also $1 a day because it's if SAW's working, then there should be proof of it, right? And then we can amplify that.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you said build the building blocks. Let's focus on that. These are the two. So the sales, the SAW, like what I was saying, is what's bringing in revenue. Mm-hmm. I want to build it out, add more stuff to it, and push. Because like Sean says right now, his pipeline's full as far as for the Mastermind and the SAW. It's just I think he's not systematizing getting them through. So they're kind of waiting from my understanding.
Okay. Well, that's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have. So we just need to get this stuff able to fulfill on the back end, and then we'll be pushing people through. So,
well, good. So it sounds like you need to have an operations VA just to handle, onboarding and making sure people are happy, just like basic customer service kinds of stuff, right? Managing them in high level, sending them a pair of socks with their face, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. I have a friend I met in Miami. He owns his own business now, but he was like the main manager at a Ritz-Carlton for like 12 years.
So he knows service.
Nice. He knows customer service so well. Like some of the things he thinks about is just insane as far as anticipating needs. And so as soon as I get my systems up, I'm going to have him come in and I'm like, hey, like I want us to put like everywhere we can implement some sort of customer service to just make the experience way better. I want your insight on that. I want your help implementing that. So I already told him that, and he's like, yeah, I'd love to come in and help any way I can. So
Nice.
that's as soon as I get my systems up, and I have a reminder on that. So that'll be great to get him in.
Cool.
What do you see as the main, like you said, the building blocks? What do you see as the main building blocks right now that we need to move on?
Web pages describing what is in the saw and the mastermind. Okay. And then I want to see stories of other people that are going through it. Because if I'm a tree service business and I see a landing page and there's Sean and that looks great and all that, I'd still want to see, like, what about other peers of mine? People that I actually know from all different walks of life. Or maybe people that are the same size as my business, or have the same kind of setup, or they do Christmas lights as well, or they, have an issue with, I don't know, whatever, equipment financing, right? Mm-hmm. Just like more and more, like, the proof of people who are succeeding. I need to see a lot of that. And because mainly I see Sean posting stuff, but even like you said, the power of the mastermind is who you're connected with. Okay, well, if that's what it is, then show me the other people and show how they're connecting with each other, and give me a sense of what it would, if I were to walk on their shoes, what would it be like? So I can sort of like already see myself in this program, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to Tree Savages right now,
okay,
just if you scroll down, we have a bunch of customer reviews, customer testimonies.
But you understand why we don't like testimonials, right?
What do you mean?
I have recorded like 10 webinars on this topic, but the summary is nobody believes in testimonials, right? Because he was like, oh, it's so good. It's exceeded my expectations. You can't go wrong. Like, okay. But if you reframe it into a story on how so-and-so grew their tree service business, from 20,000 a month to 80,000 a month doing this, showing the result of what happened to these people, that's way more powerful than this random picture. Oh, warp speed allows me to sell tree work with more credibility. Like, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, there's no story there, right? There's this.
That's what I was saying. It'd be great to circle back to these guys and create a story like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very easy. And then just call it a podcast. So that way you're telling their real story, but it's more powerful than a testimonial, because you're not, because anyone who's asking too hard, if you look desperate, then people can sense that, right?
Yeah.
But if people can clearly see, like, these are ordinary people in our program, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah. And as we saw before, there's almost nothing happening with Tree Savages from an SEO standpoint, even though YouTube is part of Google. It's not helping us in any way, because we're not repurposing it, and because this thing is built just on high level, right? We talked about that. Nothing wrong with high level for landing pages. PPC landing pages are great because they don't have to rely upon organic at all. But there's, this needs to be WordPress, and your landing pages can be high level, but you don't make your website high level.
Yeah.
Classic problem. This is not a website. This is a landing page.
Perfect.
Right? There's no information here. It's just selling. I get it. It's a sales page. And I get it. Yeah, sales are important, but in order to convince people to sell, you have to show them some stuff too, this is the most classic issue I see in new entrepreneurs. Is they just focus on landing pages, book sales calls, convince people to buy, all these techniques to get people to buy. Okay, that's bottom of funnel only. What about the top and middle of the funnel? Oh, but I just want to sell. I want to have 10 phone calls a day and close half of them. Like, okay, well, where's your cred then? No, I already have my testimonials here. Like, no, you don't. This doesn't count.
Gotcha. What I would just want to write down action
I even items. List the things that are there. Like, okay, great. You have an app that prices your job. Show me examples of it. Great. You got this thing that helps you sell tree work. You have these templates or whatever. Great. Show them to me. Show me what's included, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't tell me. All this is like saying, hey, this is basic landing page copy. Like, hey, would you like to win and make money? And are you feeling exhausted and burnt out? I know, because you should, and so it's this emotional play, but there's freaking nothing here. It's all empty.
Yeah.
I promise you're going to close more sales. This is the same thing, Jack, as motivational speaker stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, great. Yeah. I want to make more money. I want to sell higher, bids and more sales. And like, yeah, I got it. Oh, confidence. Okay, great. Well, how does it do that? Oh, I'm working so hard and I'm burnt out and I want to be able to buy a nicer house and, take care of my family. Like, yeah, okay, I got it. Oh, you only work 3 days a week. Awesome. How do you don't, like, you're teasing me. You don't even show me anything. Oh, money's so hard. I've worked so hard. Like, I've been making peanuts and But now I'm making so much money. I've made a week's pay by Monday at lunch. Okay, where do I sign up for your crypto scam? Right? Do you see this?
It's just, there's no meat to it.
It's empty. It's fluff. Where's the meat?
I totally get what you mean.
This looks like AI copywriting stuff, right? And I get it. He probably has a friend who's an expert 7-figure copywriter that's like, yeah, I'll write a landing page and it'll convert so much better. And so the people that do that, who say, oh, I can help you make so much more money, that's the kind of that's the very stuff they sell. So then they turn your stuff into that, and which it might convert more, but it's just a distasteful way of selling.
What's the action item for this? Like, because
action items collect it is build a page. I don't even want to say a landing page. Have an actual website that lists out what you do. So what are the things inside this, savage lifestyle tree pricing, whatever you want to call it? Great. So all these guys, and interview these. Well, first step is just document what's included in here. I mean, this is the same with selling anything, Jack, right? Anytime someone wants to buy something, they want to know, like, what do I get? What's include? Oh, it has these 5 templates. It has this one tool. It comes with this and that. It comes like, okay, cool. Just let me understand what's in it, right? Don't tell me about how profitable you are and how you don't have to work hard anymore and you make so much money. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's all just, you're just buttering them up. It's not actually showing you what we have at all.
Yeah. Imagine, Jack, if you and we got on Zoom and instead of me actually rolling up my sleeves and demonstrating that we can do the thing, imagine if all I did was butter you up and tell you about how much money you could make, but I never got beyond the vague basics of, you could be rich, Jack, because AI is so amazing. The future is here. Like, oh, okay, great, right?
Yeah, what would be because I don't know how to build a website. I've never done that.
It has nothing to do with build. The website has nothing to do with it. They just collect the ingredients. The website is a container of those ingredients. The thing missing is the ingredients, not the website, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Who cares? It could be a Google Doc, a set of folders, in Google Drive. Like that's just get those things together and then we'll put it into a website. That's the easy part.
Sounds good.
Then like the whole thing about like WordPress and high level, people focus so much on the tool. They think it's like if they have high level, dude, that's like saying if I have Adidas running shoes, I'm now going to be faster. Like, no, if you're fat and you don't train, that's actually the issue,
Perfect.
Yeah, just get that, show it to me. And then once you have that basic framework of here's what's in there and here's what we do, and then you can hire a VA to manage that operations because then you've documented what you have, right? Just like you're a guy at the Ritz-Carlton. Yeah, the way they have great service, and same for the Four Seasons in other, Rolls-Royce or whatever, is that it's all based on training and SOPs, as he'll tell you. Like, here's what happens when someone books a hotel room, and when they, come to the registration, this is how we're treated, and we make sure there's a mint on the pillow, and we ask them how they're doing, and we remember their other favorite. I like, soft pillows, or I like red champagne. I don't know, whatever it is. Like, it's a whole system where everything is documented. It's not just like you're training people to care. I mean, yeah, you do that, but the thing that makes incredible customer service is functioning as a system. So document all the assets and what's included. B, that becomes a process that's visible for anyone to see. Interview customers about their journey, right? So you're highlighting them as as an interviewer. It's not making it about Tree. Oh, please say good things about Tree Savages. And what kind of ROI have you seen in our program? No, you're not asking that. You're highlighting them. Yeah, empathetically. And then this allows you to hire VAs because you have a documented system against which they can train and operate against. Imagine you hired an operations VA and you hired a couple of these other, let's say you did hire a video editor and you hired these other people and you said, okay, great. I want to make sure you know everything you can about Tree Savages. So go to treesavages.com. They'd have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's what you need. It's not a technology question. It's too early to talk about tools.
Just get the ingredients. Yeah.
You and I, Jeff, are the chefs. Like, freaking get me the meat and the vegetables first. Then we'll talk about what kind of knife we need, right? Oh no, but if I use this knife, like, who cares what knife you have? You got like rotten ground beef, dude. I don't care what knife you have.
Yep, makes sense.
So I say let's get that together and then meet tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the website because.
Do you have access to all these things? I mean, you're the guy in charge now, right?
I do. I'd have to go in. But it used to have a services tab on the Tree Savages website, and it's not there anymore.
Okay.
So he's actually changed this up. So I'm going to have to tell him it sucks.
Step through the portal. Okay, he's using a pop-up now. Filled the form to sell more tree work today. Why would I fill out this form? Someone has gotten in there this idea that if they just put up more landing pages, people will buy their stuff. He's got tons of content. It's locked up on YouTube apparently. That's just got to be repurposed into articles that live on the website, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's already featured these people. Bill Burley, the most incredible tree savage. Todd's Tree Service in Colchester, Connecticut. This, and that. Okay. I guarantee you.
Yeah, so we have the ingredients. We just got to organize better.
Yeah, organize and repurpose. So it's so funny because, Jack, I believe that these videos here are driving more sales than any landing page, breathless, you can be rich copy.
Yeah.
Because when other tree guys see these guys out in the field and they're using your tool to price jobs and organize customer quotes and all this kind of stuff, it's going to be way better. Because it's got specifics, and just like you and I talked about, it has EEAT, right? That's the whole point, like real experiences. Those landing pages don't say anything. There's no real activities of real people doing real things in real cities with real stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Sean going out and showing him doing, like, this is real. You can see, like, he's actually out there cutting down trees. Here's equipment. Like, this is real.
I feel good about that. I feel confident in my ability to organize that, find those ingredients, and organize it into a way that makes sense. Because, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's just it's empty.
I mean, it could be, so that one technically is about tree service, but you could switch it out to be auto repair or roofing or being a real estate agent or do it like it would. And the exact same, so Jack, if the exact same copy works, if you're selling accounting services or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. Then you can tell that it's generic copy, isn't it?
Yep.
And I'm sure by saying that, someone's gonna be like, no, but I'm a 7-figure copywriter. How dare you try to, and then they want to like argue with me about whether it's a good landing page, right?
Okay. What do you think? So website sucks. What do you think's the next building block that I can put an action item on?
YouTube videos turn into articles on the website.
Yeah.
Which has been the bread and butter of what we teach with Content Factory. Obviously, there's hundreds of ways to repurpose and edit and make things nice, but the most important thing of all of them is turn long form video into an article. And there's lots of ways that we do that and get more power out of it and, you know, spread the link juice around and create social media snippets and, you know, whatever. But the core thing is turn a video into lots of derivative content, right?
Yep. And that's
the whole point of $1 a day. Let's multiply something that's already working. You have how many, some crazy number of videos here. Let's see how many you have. A lot, right?
Yeah.
184 videos. It's pretty good. How likely do you, like, among the 184, don't you think there's probably 5 or 6 winners in there?
For sure, at least.
And how likely are you leveraging these existing winners versus squirrel FOMO? Oh, look, let's try this other random thing.
0%.
So you already have the winners. Why not use them?
Absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah. And I'd run $1 a day against some of these top videos. And there's a little chicken in the egg because if I go to videos and then I see the most popular videos, you know, there's one 62,000, 42,000. They seem on topic. Do you want to sell more tree work? How to sell more tree work the easy way? Unlock growth. The ultimate tree service business handbook. Sounds like that's an asset that should be turned into a. I mean, if there's a handbook, then why isn't there a webpage? I tried Googling for these things. I couldn't find it.
I know. It's super messy. Like if
but this
right
is good.
here,
you have the raw ingredients. They're just locked in a closet somewhere.
Yeah, perfect.
So just get everything into one folder. As obvious as it sounds, this is where people screw it up, Jack, right? Just like get it, like, you know, grandma's got pictures in her shoebox. Like just wherever it is, just get it into one place. Then we can hire a VA to work the Content Factory. But if you hire a VA and you don't have your assets organized, then what's the VA going to do? Then you have to like try to hunt stuff down, or worse, you become the VA.
Yeah.
You're too early to hire the VA, actually.
Do you see other checklist things I need to do before
there's a ton, but
getting the...
let's do the most important ones first.
Okay.
I mean, related to that is his brand and your brand. Because as you know, this could be the most amazing Tree Savage, whatever program, profit calculator, margin multiplier, but people buy from people. The whole no like trust thing. So the whole thing with Sean is that people who are other tree service companies, they trust who he is. They see him cutting down trees, and maybe it's taken them several years, but they see that consistently he's been doing it. He's been, you know, out there in the cold, talking to customers, like the proof of that, and they see that who he's hanging out with, they go to conferences together, I'm sure. The proof of his personal brand, Jack, is the driver of conversion. It's the trust there, not the breathless sales copy about how you can make money and by Monday at lunch more than your whole week. Really? Who talks like that? Would you trust someone who talks like that? What if I went to Jack and I said, hey, Jack, you know what? By Monday of this week, I've made more money than you have this whole month.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's so funny because I've done this thing like 30 something years, which just shows you how old I am now. But it's been like, for me, it just gets simpler every single year because I see the same patterns repeating and repeating of people that are trying to make money online is the phrase they use, right? Because that's what he's trying to do, is make money online through coaching programs, reselling high level, having a calculator SaaS. Like, I get it, right? But the most fundamental mistake is that they think it's about the tools and some clever sales copy than it is about, wait, it's the actual trust of what your actual experience has been. And people trust in that, and they trust in what their friends are doing. Like, I don't know anything about life insurance and financial services and that kind of thing. But because Caleb and I have been friends forever, all these other financial advisor people trust me. Yeah. Because Caleb has said all these good things about me, and not as a testimonial, but just like eating steak in some random city somewhere. We've got lots of pictures of that. We weren't talking about life insurance at all, but it built a lot of trust. So the overarching picture is there's trust that comes from someone who is like me, who operates a tree service business. And if they trust Sean, then by definition, they should trust you because you guys are business partners. Even though you're not a tree guy, you probably don't know how to operate a chainsaw. Maybe you do, but.
Makes sense. Yeah, I just wrote down like through everything that we want to do right now, we want to show trust in our brand and trust in me and Sean. And so that makes sense why we're trying to get our winners out there in different forms.
Yeah, and I think the more you honor these other tree service companies that are doing well, the more other people will just sign up. And you don't have to like make the landing page, the button bigger, or like make a 20% off offer. Like, you don't, I don't think you need any sales techniques. I think you just need to just celebrate your community. If the community's winning and you're saying the $1,000 a month thing is working, then just have a 20-minute Zoom with each of these people and say, hey, I'd love to catch up. It's January. Let's talk about your plans in 2025. Love to have you on my podcast. I'm going to feature you, honor your story. How'd you get started? And, what did you find was the biggest challenge? And what kinds of things have you learned that you can share with our community, right? Picture where you were 2 years ago when you first got going, or however many years. What advice would you have had? And they'd say, well, I would have, and they give their list of things, right?
Yeah.
And so you're interviewing them as a podcast host. You're not saying, hey, tell everyone how amazing it is working with us. In the course of doing the podcast, it will naturally unlock those stories. And they'll say it in the right way, in a non-douchey way, right?
Yeah.
So I think you should just do that. Like, set up a you probably got a Calendly where people can book times, right?
Yep.
And just set up a window, I don't know, Mondays and Wednesdays from like 1 to 5 p.m. is where people can book a 20-minute slot to be on the Tree Savages podcast. Put it out there.
Perfect.
Say, hey guys, if you are a client, or if you're a member, whatever it is, right? You're in our mastermind. I would love to interview you about how you've grown your business and tips that you have for other people so we can help the community. Here's my Calendly link. And you can make a 1-minute video right now saying what I just said.
Perfect.
And put it on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll run $1 a day against it, get more tree service people. And because the thing is, if do you see like the inception level logic, Jack? Because when you say, hey, we love honoring our community, I've seen hundreds of people come through our mastermind over the years, and Sean really cares, and you could see he's one of us and all that. And we just love to honor you guys and share more stories, right? Because tree work is hard, right? It's dangerous. There's insurance issues. There's unhappy customers. There's cheap people. There's all kinds of stuff. And we just want to concentrate and we want to aggregate the knowledge and all the stories and the experience of our whole community. So I'd love to invite you guys to be on my podcast, right? So when you do that, do you see there's multiple things? At the first level, there's like multiple levels of meaning. on the first level, you're gathering the necessary ingredients to be authentic and all that, right? Which we can repurpose to the content factory and all that, right? And which increases your conversion rate and whatever. But the second thing that people don't hear is that's telling people who are tree service companies but are not clients. They may or may not have heard of Sean. This tells them, you know what? These guys seem legit because they really care. And so it subconsciously tells them like, oh, these guys really want to make sure that clients are successful. And I believe you putting that out there, even though that's an indirect message, is more powerful than you can make more money in a week by Monday afternoon if you follow our secret tips to, and if you're working so hard, you can work less and make more money. It's so easy. You know what I'm saying? I think the indirect method is actually more powerful than the direct sales copy bro method. I
agree. I think that would be perfect. Sean already has a bunch of Zoom. He has like hundreds of Zooms with clients and stuff.
That then. All that.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to do. Yep.
So that's something a VA could work on very easily. But I think you and I would probably want to process the first few ourselves just to kind of get a sense of it and then have a VA do it.
Yeah. So I don't really understand any of this stuff. So if you go to...
Why don't you share your screen? Or you want to show something?
Yeah. Okay, so if you go here, like this is the checkout. Like I don't know what he hasn't told me about this stuff.
Yeah,
like
we need to find out what these are. So this is called a value stack.
Yeah.
You understand how
it's
that
like
works, right?
the ladder method you're saying?
Yeah, so the total combined value is this crazy number, which no one believes any of those individual numbers, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? 192,000 or 19,000 for the Project Warp Speed and 16,000 for the Enchilada. Like, does anyone believe anyone's actually bought the thing at that? None of those numbers. Everyone knows those numbers are inflated.
Yeah.
Plus, the portal's in there twice. What the heck's that mean? The Enchilada's in there twice.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
What the heck is this?
And where does he get are there actual coupon codes?
I don't know. Oh, he's got all these products here. And plus, he's showing prices with .00. You never do that unless you want to make it look like it's bigger.
Yeah, I know.
You understand, like adding more zeros makes it look bigger, right?
Yeah, just psychologically. Even though there's a dot there.
That looks like 1.9 million, you know?
Yeah, it does. I haven't seen this page. Because you have to get into this, you need to... Yeah, here it is.
Someone got a little too excited about landing page, ClickFunnels, whatever you want to call these things, A little too excited about running offers. He's now become a money bro, Sean. Come on.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Redbeard. The only thing he doesn't supply is the chainsaw. Like, all right.
That's pretty funny.
Can you imagine if you and I were heart surgeons and then we had a page like this trying to sell heart surgery? Could you even take it seriously?
I know. Well, I was in an argument with my grandpa the other day because you know how you get all these drug commercials like when we're watching football. It's like, it's like this will help with your stage 3 cancer. It's like, why on earth would drugs be allowed to directly?
Because the guy who talks super fast reads like 5 paragraphs in 20 seconds.
It's just why would they even be able to directly market straight to the consumer? That makes no sense.
Because they're paying money.
I know that's why, but why do people allow it? Because
they're making money. Because someone's making money. That's why.
Yeah, the doctor should just give you what's best for you. You shouldn't be like, oh, I found this cancer treatment I was watching football the other day and I saw a commercial for it. Is this a good thing for me? Like, I don't know. That's.
I wish there was a law that said you had to be ethical, but you can't enforce.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing about laws is they specify what you can't do.
And now you can do that.
Oh, you can draw on the Zoom? That's cool, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so there's definitely some obvious flaws here. And like even here with the tree savages, like there's not even a logo here. Yeah,
that's true. But there's lots of things. I don't want to nitpick. There's hundreds of things like this. But rather than focus on the things that are broken, focus on what's working really well. He's got a great reputation. People are following him on YouTube and Facebook. Multiply that. He might have too many names of different things. Canopy Kickoff, and what was the other ones? The Project Warp Speed. I mean, what are we like going to the moon or something? What is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Project Warp Speed? What kind of what does Warp Speed have anything to do with cutting down trees? Shouldn't it be like tree theme oriented?
Yeah, I think we should have all the products just name them after different trees and like based on their size. The biggest offer is the The red
I get the Redbeard Savage because, the Minnesota Viking, the savage is cutting trees down in the forest. Like, okay, I can see that. Warp Speed is like high tech Elon Musk, SpaceX stuff. That like trees and SpaceX. I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think I mean, it doesn't have to be scrapped, but there's got to be some pretty big changes here.
Yeah.
And he's just so disorganized right now. So
who wrote this copy? I hope he didn't hire somebody, or I hope he didn't.
I don't know. Sometimes I work 3 days a week. Sometimes I work 8.
This is the classic rags to riches, copywriting sales letter thing. See, look at the way it's bolded and the all caps, and using this incredibly simple sales, like it's just over the top.
Well, and I like half the stuff that's on the website, you can't even access it from the website.
Right.
You see that?
Yeah.
Like you have to.
I've clicked on this site many times.
It's like I don't get that. So, and I'm not a website expert whatsoever. But
so people are, you had $11,000 last month or whatever, in spite of this website basically repelling people by being overly salesy.
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
You know what? If the landing page was this, I mean, he wouldn't do this. But let me ask you this as a thought question, Jack. If instead of all this like high level ClickFunnels stuff here, if it was just a 1-minute video saying, "Hey guys, I'm Sean, and I run Redbeard, and I've been cutting down trees a long time. We have this Tree Savages group. I've got a ton of videos. I've got a tool that I've used to help me sell more tree jobs and build a whole process around it and run my business. And I have a program, and it's $1,000 a month." A lot of tree companies, probably just like you, are winning in it. Here's what's included in that program. And by the way, and here's the kind of things you need to have for yourself. And if you're a tree company and you're doing less than this, or if like this, and that, then this is not for you. But if you're like this, and this, then this might help you out. So check it out. Forget about all the check marks and the breathless, I'm making money, and like all this stuff, all the like fancy decorations, because someone had to come up with this thumbnail and the red explosion sunburst thing going on there, right? But imagine if all you had was just a plain video. "Hey, I'm Sean. This is my program. It's $1,000 a month. If you think it's for you, click on the link below, and we can even talk about, if we think it'll work for you." Just that. What do you think would convert better?
I mean, this website just screams inauthenticity. And
right.
That's the opposite of what we want.
Because whoever put the site up, has probably seen so many gurus on the internet, so they think, oh, they got to be like that too. But all the gurus saying you can make money on the internet, they're teaching everyone else to make landing pages that say the same thing. Well, guess what? Sean has an actual business. All these tree companies have real businesses. They don't need to talk about making money because of AI tools and whatever.
Yeah.
They're all trying to become digital marketer, social media influencer people, right? It's kind of a joke. Like, really? You're a tree dude.
Yeah. Here, I just wrote that down. I'm going to run to the bathroom quick. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay, cool.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, perfect.
So pretty straightforward. It's all fundamental stuff.
I agree.
Isn't it funny? It all goes back to people thinking it's all about, some high level tool with whatever it is, or, After Effects, or, Adobe Premiere is better than whatever. When really it's like, well, why don't we focus on the ingredients themselves first?
Yeah, it's not about the tools, it's about the trust.
Yeah, that's your asset. And it's funny that the technology guy is the one saying that, right? If anybody would be like interested in all the tools and whatever, it would be me, the engineer guy, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
So the non-tech people are trying to give me technology advice. You're kidding me.
Yeah, I can understand tech stuff really well, but I don't have a ton of experience, especially like you do, so.
That's what makes this whole thing so funny.
It does.
What?
Oh, do you have any?
Jack Wendt outranks you.
Uh-oh.
How is that? Is your confidence score 24? Okay. Why is your knowledge panel not? Did you claim your knowledge panel?
I don't think so.
You should do that real quick right
criminal.
now. Come on now. We gotta practice what we preach.
I know, seriously.
All right, so
I think we have. I thought you did for me, but
no, I didn't. I'll walk people through it. So you have partial knowledge panel. Okay, so
I'm still sharing my screen. I didn't realize.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, so to do a search for, yeah, you do that first to see if it's there. I think if you search knowledge panel, ironically, Google won't give it to you, even though they have a tool that does that. Okay, so
Jack Wendt has a partial.
do a search for, just get rid of Jack Wendt in there, just add in Blitzmetrics. So it's Blitzmetrics knowledge panel. Okay, so yeah, you click on that and then scroll down to that blue link, knowledge Graph Explorer, go up a little bit. Up,
Like right here?
That blue link at the top there, higher, a little bit higher.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay, now type your name in. I know this tool needs some help. It's hard to use and whatever, but okay. So if you click on that first one, see on Google? No, the blue link, see on Google. That's some other guy. So that's not good. And the second one is you. And I think actually not all of those are you.
No, they're not. These aren't.
Most of them are you. Actually, only one of them's not you.
Yeah, this isn't me.
Okay, so we got to get more videos out because Google seems to want to show videos for this one. And for people, they do, right? You can see, like, scrolling down, there's our boostability one, right? And some other social media. Okay. So, yeah, we got to build you more link juice. Okay, let's look at the third one, the third Jack Wendt. Also a 24. See on Google.
Yeah, these are all 24s.
Yeah, they're all low. Yeah, we got to get you up to, like, 100.
Here's some of me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that is good.
We haven't even like shared that or done whatever, and it's still starting to rank. So I think go through the process of
that
claiming.
video ranks highest on my name. This video ranks like one of the highest, not the highest.
Yeah, do a regular search of Jack Wendt without using the tool.
Oops. So it has some pictures, images, and then this is the first actual website thing that pops up.
Okay, so all these snippets are showing up ahead. So we have number 1 and number 2. And the other one those are other people. Obituary. Okay. Jack Robert Wendt. Interesting. Basketball. Why does it have that picture? That's not even a good picture on jackwendt.com. Did we do that?
Yeah.
I think we did that. Come on now. We can do better than that. Why do they always choose like the not good? They've got to use better. They keep doing this. They do it to me too, the VAs. They keep using these non-flattering pictures.
Mm-hmm. This is not a bad picture. It's just they cut it out.
Yeah, the way it's cut looks weird. So bad. Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad picture at all. Here, I think I can see it, and no, maybe not.
Yeah,
I'll use like something like this.
I would use more of the professional ones.
Yeah, I don't really have many. I mean, this doesn't
like podcast ones or, conferences. Like, I know you and I have taken a few of these. Like, we went to a business meeting in Utah. That's, podcast. That's pretty professional, isn't it?
For sure.
So
yeah, it should be the first video that ranks on my name that I was talking about. That should be.
That should be it. Especially because you're doing stuff in digital marketing. So EAT.
Yeah, this video should just be right at the.
Yeah, when you associate with other people in digital marketing, then Google sees that and that increases your trust, right?
This is my grandpa.
Oh, okay.
So I'm named after.
Oh.
My dad's dad. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. So are you like the Jack Wendt the third or whatever? Or
the second, yeah.
The second.
Okay. But not Jack Jr. or anything like that. Just
okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Basketball player Jack Wendt. I think that's hilarious.
So you think we need to post some more stuff and then claim it?
Let's get more videos. We got to get more videos for Google to see. Increase that score up to like 30 or 40, then go in and claim it.
Why doesn't that video of me and you building high rise on the whiteboard? Why doesn't that video rank at all? Did we post that?
I don't know if Google's even, I don't think we've posted it. I don't think Google's seen it yet. They've not even seen it yet. We haven't repurposed it. That's why. I have so many videos and pictures of you and me and whatever it is, and it's just not been seen by Google yet because it's just stuck in processing. We haven't touched it yet. We're trying to hire more.
We got to practice what we preach.
I know. It's pretty hypocritical.
I know. It's bad. We're horrible. I will get it.
I mean, because look, Sean's pretty visible among all the YouTube and Facebook. So you have to be more visible too. I'm like reasonably visible. Oh yeah, we got to claim his stuff too. Go use the tool.
Yeah, let's do that right now.
Look him up. Yeah. And then that should be an easy win. 61. Okay.
Yeah. So he's already.
Okay. So it's not been claimed. I'm sure.
What is that
right?
picture? What the heck? It's so weird.
Yeah. So do you know how to walk him through the steps to claim it?
I do not. I can just find one of your courses or find one of your videos and use that.
Or I'll just tell you real quick. So
okay. Yeah.
Click on the C on Google, where we just were. Okay. Next to his name, the triple dots, the 3 dots on the right side. Click on that. Claim this knowledge panel. Then you want to sit down with him for 5 minutes on a Zoom call and say, yes, I'm this person. Say, yes, I'm this person. Okay. Now, this is where people goof it up because it says, tell us why you're claiming this knowledge panel. And so most people do is like, oh, because I want to have a knowledge panel because I want to be an influencer, and they get rejected. So this is where you say, I'm Sean Klongerbo. How do you say his last name?
Klongerbo.
Klongerbo. And I run Redbeard Tree Service, and I help a lot of other tree service companies through my coaching company, Tree Savages. And I also have a product called Margin Multiplier. And my knowledge panel would help the people in my community understand who I am and my products and services better.
Perfect.
And I also am working with Jack Wendt and Dennis Yu, and I want to be able to show my professional associations.
Perfect.
So the way I've answered that knowledge panel question is to show the authority of other related objects. Not just saying like, oh, I'm an important tree service guy and I help lots of tree companies. It's not trying to convince Google or to buy your tree services, right? It's convincing Google factually who you are, the actual entity names that you're associated with, the names of your companies, the names of the other people, the names of all that kind of stuff. And then you upload 5 items. Well, first your selfie with the ID, government ID, and then 5 items like whatever shows up for his name. So I think it's like the YouTube, the Instagram, and LinkedIn. You have to log in to each of those and take a screenshot showing the admin, showing some analytics or showing something that you have to have been logged in to get that. So if you do that within the next day or 2, it'll come back and say, oh, you're Google verified now, and you can manage your knowledge panel.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then do a search on knowledge panel blitz metrics again, and you'll see there's another link on how to get your knowledge panel. There's one for the tool and there's one on how to get it. And I've done so much searching on this, Jack. I've never seen anyone. I'll do the first one, how to get a knowledge panel. Yeah, and just read that article. It'll take you 5 minutes.
Perfect.
Kind of gives you a better understanding of how Google's database is trying to organize all these things together, if you will, right?
Perfect.
Yeah. And then once we do it for him and you, then all the other tree companies should do it too.
Yeah, that can be another service that we offer.
I'd say just include it as part of the coaching thing. Just a value add.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. And then just like you keep adding more and more valuable things to the package, right? Because who else can do this? At what price? Nobody, as far as I know. I see people trying to sell this for $5,000 or $10,000. It's garbage. You can't do it.
Well, and there's probably people that have sold it at that price.
They have, and they get scammed.
There's been a few suckers.
Oh yeah, the whole thing with like PR, we'll get you featured in Forbes Inc. Entrepreneur. We'll put you on stage, whatever.
That's why I hate the word PR.
Yeah, because it's basically lying. I mean, there's good PR, but most PR out there, like any social media PR, is almost always garbage.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I got some good action items for me and Sean's meeting tomorrow.
Good. 9 a.m. tomorrow, huh? Good.
Yep.
Well, we should have a quick little meeting before you have your weekly meetings with him. That way we can kind of go through stuff.
Good idea. I like that. Yeah, I told him that. Well, I just think we just need to focus on our biggest money movers, and then we can add stuff later. Once we build out a team and stuff, and we have some good VAs. I mean, then we can just be like, okay, we have a new product we want to launch. Help us build it out, or you build it out. So
less is more.
Yep, I agree. What else? What else?
Get this thing to $100,000 a month. Yeah, get the mastermind thing with the 1,000, 2,000 to 100,000 a month. Then let's do all this other stuff. Then we can do agency stuff.
Yeah, perfect. Because that's like, even if we do groups of 10.
Yeah.
Do you think I should? What do you think about the groups of 8? What do you think about that idea?
Yeah.
Higher.
Anything under 15 is fine.
Okay.
Because not everyone's going to show up every time. You could look at like Vistage and the Young Entrepreneurs Organization. You could see how they organize. It's the same thing. Right. People get together in groups of like 10 to 15.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I see is if we can scale this is what's most leverageable. Because that's $20,000 a month for 5 hours of Zoom calls.
You might consider that instead of saying the 1,000 versus 2,000 a month, you might have it as 24 for the year because it shows a commitment. Because otherwise it's like, oh, well, I'll just try this out for a month or two. Like these are people who are committed. It's like getting married. You don't just try out a wife for a month or two, Like if you're serious, $24K for the year, or just keep your $1,000 a month thing that's always been working, which isn't bad.
Yeah. And one thing, it's $2,000 a month for the mastermind. What Sean was saying is for all of our products, and I've never heard of this before. He wants to only allow, like the goal will be to add 5 people to the workflow per month.
Okay.
Add 5 people to the mastermind per month, and then cut it off at 5. And if people want to get in and after that, we'll raise the price next month and then only allow 5 in. And if we hit 5, then
I've seen that before, but it
price.
just becomes so difficult with the prices going up and down, and it creates this false scarcity thing. It starts to go too much. It starts to feel like the landing pages that are there, right? You don't want to make it feel like that.
Yeah. So I wasn't like, that doesn't sound like something super, like a super great idea to me. I don't know if that's a common thing. I think that's
it's common among the FOMO sellers and the people who are trying to make money online who try all kinds of tricks. Like that's just that it's a trick that does work, but now you're becoming a trickster. Do you want to do the value, or are you just trying to extract as much money from people? Do you want to really help people, or you want to play games, right?
Yeah. So
like I'm practicing it too, right? Am I charging you anything?
No.
I'm doing it for the long game. This is a long game because, once we start to do some bigger things, then we'll partner together and we'll start to sell products together.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
But you do it through developing the trust first, instead of like all these tactics like, oh, we'll only take 5 per month. You better sign up now, otherwise it fills up. And like, come on, right?
Yeah, I don't like. I think Sean has some, like, and now that we talk about it, I was feeling this before, but I think like Sean's a great guy. I don't think he means it ill will at all. I think it's just a perspective change that I need to implement for him. Is that
I'm sure he's a great guy,
but
his copy and all this in the website all comes off as a money bro.
And we don't want to come off as that, especially when we're selling a mastermind.
No, it actually works though. There's a lot of people. It does work. That's why the money bro sales copy does work. But I just find it distasteful. But that's my opinion.
It works too, but I just hate the people that are like, oh, look at my new Lambo, join my mastermind. It's like,
but it works. I think it attracts the wrong people, but whatever.
Exactly. But I don't want to attract those people. There's so many people out there that you don't need to rely on the idiots that'll pay you a bunch of money for nothing to make money.
Right.
Like I want to actually provide value.
Yeah.
So what else are you working on lately?
I'm just working on talking to the AI and trying to make it smarter and connect it to all sorts of things for automations using make.com and APIs and interviewing people. It's so easy to interview people on a podcast. It literally takes me just a few minutes.